Oh, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Let's have a chat over a coffee, yeah? So this week... That's better. This week is about yawning, coincidentally. Although you do feel better after a good yawn, right? This week's photo is of a grey seal yawning. And there's another one right next to it. He's just blissfully asleep, it seems. I took this photo on a beach in Norfolk. That's the east coast of England, in East Anglia. And there were hundreds of seals on the beach just chilling out, relaxing. And we walked past at a safe distance. And they were completely oblivious to the humans around them. But occasionally, over the crashing waves on the shoreline, you'd hear a roar, and it would be a seal yawning before going back to sleep again. Apparently, it's not just humans and mammals like cats and dogs and lions and seals that yawn. It seems that almost all vertebrates do it, including fish. I mean, fish yawn? It's been observed. So why do we yawn? Well, there are a couple of theories that scientists are pretty confident about now. The first one is that it's actually an instinctive reflex that cools down the temperature of your brain. If your brain gets too hot, you yawn because lets in cooler air from the atmosphere around you, and that helps regulate the temperature of your brain. The other reason is that it could be a transition between states. In the morning, when you wake up and you yawn, it's your body telling you to wake up and get active and get alert and start doing things. And what about the contagion effect, where if you yawn, the person next to you will probably start yawning too? And this could be a signal from the first person who's yawning to the others that they are transitioning and they are going to begin to do things. This could be our mirror neurons copying what the other person does. So this week's question is, why do we yawn? The answer is, we're not absolutely 100% sure, but let's find out more.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. We're talking about yawning today. It's everywhere, right? Fish, crocodiles, us.
Absolutely. It's incredibly ancient.
But, what's it actually for? I mean, this huge jaw movement, the deep breath, what's the core purpose? Is it really just about being tired?
Well, that's what we're diving into. And look, the first thing we need to do is just get rid of the most common misconception.
Which is?
That it's all about getting more oxygen into your blood or getting rid of CO2. That idea has been around forever.
Right, because you take that big gulp of air, it feels like you must need it. It's intuitive.
Exactly. But studies back in the 80s pretty definitively showed that's not it. They messed with oxygen levels, CO2 levels.
And it didn't change how much people yawned.
Nope. Didn't make a difference. So the whole oxygen thing, we can just set that aside.
Okay, so if it's not the air intake itself, what else is happening? That big stretch.
Yeah.
The jaw opening wide.
Ah, now you're getting warmer. The key seems to be the actual motor action, the physical movement. It has some really significant effects on blood circulation, specifically around your head and brain.
Like stretching any other muscle, maybe.
Yeah.
But localized?
Sort of, but with bigger consequences for blood flow. That big yawn increases the arterial blood supply to the brain.
Okay.
And at the same time, it actually helps speed up the venous return, that's the blood flowing away from the brain back to the heart.
So it's like flushing the system.
Yeah.
A quick refresh for the brain circulation.
Precisely. And this points directly to what's now the leading theory. It's about brain cooling.
Brain cooling? You mean like My brain's overheating.
Well, yeah, kind of. Your brain works best within a pretty narrow temperature range. When it gets a little too warm, maybe from stress or, transitioning between sleep and wakefulness.
Needs to cool down. How does yawning do that?
Think of it like your car's radiator. That deep inhale pulls cooler ambient air across the moist surfaces inside your mouth and nasal passages. And the blood flowing through nearby vessels dumps heat into that cooler air through evaporation and convection. It's surprisingly effective.
Huh. And there's evidence for this temperature link.
Oh, definitely. Yawning frequency changes with the temperature around you. You tend to yawn more when it's, say, mildly warm.
Because your brain's trying to cool off.
Exactly. But interestingly, if it gets really hot outside, yawning decreases again.
Why is that?
Because if the air outside is as warm or warmer than your body, well, that radiator doesn't work anymore, does it? There's no cooling effect. Same if it's very cold, the brain isn't likely overheating.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so it optimizes brain temperature. How does that link to, say, feeling sleepy or bored?
Great question. This ties into the arousal change idea. Yawning seems to help the brain shift gears, transition between states, waking up, falling asleep, even shifting from being bored to being more alert.
So it's like hitting a reset button, thermally regulating the brain to handle a new state, maybe switching off the daydreaming network and firing up the attention network.
That's a really interesting possibility researchers are looking into, that the cooling helps facilitate that neural switch.
Okay, cools the brain, helps change state. But what about the most obvious social part? Contagious yawning. Why do we do that?
Yes. That seems to be linked to social bonding and empathy, mostly seen in highly social species like us, chimpanzees, wolves.
Is it mirror neurons? Seeing someone yawn triggers the same in us.
That's the likely mechanism, yes. Mirror neurons help us understand and mimic others' actions. But it might be more than just mimicry.
How so?
Well, some think contagious yawning could help synchronize a group's behavior or alertness level, like, okay, time to transition.
Like that lion study you mentioned. One yawn triggers another, and then
Maybe the whole group gets up and moves. It showed a yawn could predict if a lion was about to transition from resting to active. So a contagious yawn might coordinate that shift across the pride. Boost vigilance, maybe?
Fascinating. So bringing it all together for you listening, yawning isn't just about being tired or needing oxygen.
Not at all. It's actually a pretty sophisticated physiological tool.
Right. It's helping optimize your brain's temperature, managing its circulation, and maybe even helping you shift your mental state more effectively.
Right.
It's basically good for your brain's performance.
Exactly. And here's something to mull over. You know how people sometimes yawn very obviously when they want a child to go to sleep?
Yeah. Just hoping the kid gets bored or copies them.
Well, maybe it's not just psychological suggestion. Given yawning's role in potentially downregulating arousal and this group synchronization idea, maybe you're actually tapping into an ancient biological mechanism to help nudge them toward a state of rest. Food for thought.
Chat about these questions and write down your opinions and ideas. 1. Describe when you normally yawn during the day and what you think it indicates. Is your opinion different now that you have read the article? If so, what did you think before? 2. If yawning is so beneficial, why do we consider it rude or a sign of disrespect in professional settings? 3. Think about other bodily reactions we have. Do you ever suppress them, especially in public? 4. Do you think that you sleep well and/or enough? Do you have any specific pre-sleep routine? 5. What tricks do you use to stay alert and active during the day?